Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I am tasked to present about the Philippine Development Plan of 2017-2022 in Education and Development 802 under the supervision of Dr. Maria Jona B. Acuña. Before I formally begin my presentation, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Princess Catherine Bustos Zambale from Science City of Muñoz, Nueva Ecija. I have been teaching in public school for almost 6 years. I am handling grade 8 English. Here are the contents of my presentation. First, background of PDP. I will provide brief information about the Philippine Development Plan. Number 2, 3 pillars. I will discuss the 3 pillars of the Philippine Development Plan. Third, reflection. I will try to answer the reflection questions. And lastly, the Duterte legacy. I will present infographics and facts about the Duterte administration. So let's begin. Intro to Philippine Development Plan. Philippine Development Plan 2017-2022. Is in line with the Ambisyon Natin 2040, which is based on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. According to the PDP 2017-2020, ang matatag, maginhawa, and panatag na buhay will be accomplished by 2040 if we are able to establish the framework for inclusive growth, a high trust and resilient society, and a globally competitive knowledge economy by 2022. To achieve this, it's laid out under 3 pillars: malasakit, pagbabago, and patuloy na pag-unlad. Malasakit, or what we say, the building a high-trust society. When one has concern over another, he or she will do anything that is deemed to be necessary for the person's benefit. In the same way, the government is expected to have this malasakit for the citizens, and the citizens for the government if they are to go for the envisioned 2040. Pagbabago, transforming towards equity and resiliency. The marginalized groups are given the ease to take part in the economic progress of the community or the country. Economic sectors like fisher folks and farmers will be prioritized to enable them to share in economic activities and growth. It is also projected that the industry and service sectors are globally competitive. And lastly, patuloy na pag-unlad, increasing growth potential. Sustainable economic growth is a measure of nation's progress. Thus, PDP 2017-2020 targets to go on for an efficient population management, boosting the productivity of its citizens as well as their engagement in economic activities. Furthermore, it also intends to make way for the promotion of science, technology use, and innovation geared towards the community's long-term growth. So those are the 3 pillars. Let's now proceed to the reflection on PDP. How does your school contribute to the attainment of the country's development plan? Since the development plan is aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals, I would like to share to you my experience as a delegate of the Korea-Philippine Teacher Exchange Program. All right, which is in line with the ICO, the Internal Cooperations Office. Being one of the delegates of the Korea-Philippines Teacher Exchange Program in 2019, I intentionally integrate global citizenship education in teaching English to my learners. And through LAC sessions, I educate my fellow teachers about the Sustainable Development Goals. In fact, my reapplication project entitled Transforming Children in Conflict with the Law through GSED has been continued this school year. It was accepted in 2019. That's why I wasn't able to apply it in face-to-face class. For that, it will be continued this school year. Here's one of the pictures we had in the AppCU. So here are my batchmates when we were in South Korea. All right. And I'll be sharing you some pictures of my integration of GSED in my English classes. Here is a global citizen pledge wall. As you can see, the students are taking a pledge in taking care of the marine and aquatic resources, which is one of the SDGs. Another is the National Literature Month. We celebrate the National Literature Month to increase students' cultural awareness to literature, Philippine literature, and heritage. So aside from that, I also have sample lesson about avoiding biases and gender sensitivity awareness. Right? Which are also aligned with the results-based performance management system, and also the classroom observation tools. As I said a while ago, I have my reapplication project, which is entitled GSET, or the Global Citizenship Education, a tool for transforming children in conflict with the law. So I, together with my school, Muñoz National High School, Maine, are in partnership with UNESCO in attaining its 2030 Sustainable Development Goals, which are also aligned with the Philippine Development Plan. Another one, how would you assess the Duterte administration's performance in its implementation of the country's medium-term development plan in terms of its strengths and weaknesses? Since I don't have the luxury of time, I downloaded infographics about the Duterte legacy. But before that, let's examine the facts and numbers I researched below. Duterte collected the most tax from oligarchs in history. No president has ever done this before. 30.4 billion from mighty corporation, 6.97 billion by Lucitan. Due to Duterte's pressure on PLDT and Globe and the elimination of red tape, internet speed rose by almost 200%. But of course, due to some problems in climate or due to weather or typhoons, sometimes we still experience problems with our internet connection. Completed around 650 transit infrastructure roads, including roads, bridges, airports, and seaports. This includes the construction of the longest bridge in Cordova, Cebu, as well as the planning of the Negros Panay Bridge, which began before the conclusion of his term. More than 5,000 lousy police officers were fired. The crime rate decreased by 63% under Duterte's administration. Drug trade decreases by 2%. Did not extend the franchise of one of ABS-CBN's corrupt media outlets. So in spite of the epidemic or the pandemic, the Philippine economy expanded by 4.7% in 2019 to 5.9% in 2022 and 6% in 2030. And here is the Duterte legacy. Aside from that, one of my favorites is this. 1.6 million students get free college education under the Duterte administration. This is in the higher education. And aside from that, Briones cites extensive support for ALS as key Duterte legacy in education. Education Secretary Leonor Magdolis Briones underscored the massive support for the ALS as one of the legacies of the administration of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. and it grew to a yearly average of 95.35% compared to the past two administrations. So, based from those facts and information, I proudly give him an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10 because no previous president has accomplished all of those in a single term. Before I formally end, I would like to give you this quotation from Nelson Mandela. It always seems impossible until it's done. Philippines has come to a long way in the pursuit of great way of living in respect to all the facets of life. It has been the dream of every passing administration to erase the country from the third world list. These goals may seem to be lofty, but if through the time the strategies laid out in this plan will probably implement and seems to be sublime 2040 will eventually pave way to reality. Once again, my name is Princess Catherine Zambale, reporting tonight. So here are my resources. Thank you so much for listening. Bye everyone.